My entitled brother changed my locks and threw my stuff on the lawn. "This house belongs to a real family now," his wife texted. They didn't know I owned the house and was watching on hidden cameras. What they didn't know was that I owned the entire property completely, and I was watching their every move through hidden security cameras. I didn't call the police immediately. Instead, I waited until they threw a massive housewarming party for all their friends before showing up with 3 squad cars and a moving truck. My name is David. I am 26 years old, and this is how I delivered a $15,000 lesson in karma to my own family. To understand how we got here, you need to know about my grandmother. She was an incredible woman who built a successful bakery business from scratch. I was always very close to her. When she got sick 4 years ago, I made the decision to modify my life. I moved into her beautiful 4-bedroom suburban home to become her full-time caregiver. I cooked her meals, managed her medication, and made sure she never felt lonely. My older brother, Leo, was completely different. Leo is 31, married to a woman named Chloe, and they are both deeply obsessed with status. They leased luxury cars they couldn't afford and constantly complained about their small apartment. During the 4 years our grandmother was sick, Leo visited maybe 3 times. He always said he was too busy with his corporate job, but the truth is, he just didn't care about anyone but himself. When my grandmother passed away last year, her will surprised everyone except me. She left her bakery business to my parents, but she left the entire house, completely paid off, to me. She knew I loved that place, and she wanted to ensure I had a secure future. When Leo found out, he was furious. He didn't just complain, he started telling the entire family that I had manipulated a sick old woman into changing her will. Chloe even sent me an email saying that a single guy like me didn't deserve a 4-bedroom house, and that they needed it more because they were planning to start a family. I ignored them, set my boundaries, and thought that my ownership of the house was an undeniable fact. I was completely wrong about how unhinged they could be. Last Tuesday, I had to fly to Chicago for a 3-day IT conference. My house was completely empty. On Thursday afternoon, while I was sitting in a seminar, my phone vibrated. It was a text message from Chloe. It was a photograph of my front yard. My clothes, my books, my computer desk, and my television were all sitting on the grass. The text read, "We are doing you a favor. Your stuff is packed. This house belongs to a real family now. Don't come back." My heart stopped. I immediately opened my phone's security application. 2 years ago, because I work in technology, I installed a high-end hidden security system inside the house. There were cameras disguised as smoke detectors in the living room, the kitchen, and the hallways. I logged into the live feed, and what I saw was absolutely mind-blowing. Leo and Chloe were inside my house. They had hired a cheap locksmith to drill out my locks and replace them. They were literally carrying my custom gray sofa out the door, laughing. Chloe was opening my kitchen cabinets, throwing my plates into trash bags and replacing them with her own expensive porcelain. My older brother was sitting at my kitchen island, drinking a bottle of vintage wine that my grandfather had given me, laughing with his friend on the phone about how they finally took what was rightfully theirs. They thought they were untouchable because they believed our parents would back them up. I was about to call the police right then, but then I heard Chloe talking to her mother on the camera feed. She said, "Mom, you have to come to our housewarming party on Saturday night. We invited 20 people. It's going to be amazing." A cold, calm feeling washed over me. I realized that if I called the police now, they would just leave quietly on Thursday. That was too easy. They wanted a show? I was going to give them a masterpiece. I flew back on Friday night and stayed at a hotel near the airport. I didn't go to the house. Instead, I spent Friday morning visiting a local law firm. I showed my lawyer the official deed to the house, my grandmother's certified will, and the video footage of Leo breaking into my property. My lawyer looked at the screen, smiled, and said, "David, this isn't just a civil property dispute. This is criminal trespass, breaking and entering, and grand theft of personal property. You have everything you need to end this." Saturday evening arrived. I rented a large moving truck and hired 3 professional movers. At exactly 8 o'clock in the evening, when their housewarming party was at its absolute peak, I drove toward my house. I was followed by 2 local police department squad cars. As we pulled up, the house was glowing with lights. I could hear loud music, and through the windows I saw 20 of Leo and Chloe's friends holding champagne glasses, celebrating their beautiful new suburban lifestyle. The police officers walked up to the front door with me. I knocked loudly. Chloe opened the door, wearing an expensive dress, holding a glass of wine. When she saw me, her face turned completely white. Then she saw the uniforms behind me, and she immediately tried to change her tone. "David, what are you doing here? We are having a private event. You need to leave," she whispered aggressively. One of the police officers stepped forward. "Ma'am, we are here with the legal owner of this property. We have a report of an active breaking and entering." Leo walked to the door, looking confident. "Officers, there is a misunderstanding. This is a family matter. This house belongs to my family. David is just being dramatic." I didn't say a single word. I simply handed the police officer the certified property deed and the official legal documentation. The officer reviewed it for 30 seconds, looked at Leo and said, "Sir, your name is not on this deed. You have no legal right to be here. This party is over. Everyone needs to evacuate the premises immediately." The next 10 minutes were pure cinematic gold. The police officers walked into the living room and announced to all 20 guests that they were currently participating in a criminal trespass and needed to leave. People were dropping their glasses, whispering in panic, and rushing out the front door. Chloe began screaming at me, calling me a monster. She was crying that I was ruining her life in front of her friends. But the real drama happened when the movers I hired walked inside. They began picking up Leo and Chloe's new furniture and carrying it out to the driveway. When Leo tried to physically block one of the movers, the police officers didn't hesitate. They tackled my brother to the floor, pulled his arms behind his back, and placed him in handcuffs. This happened right in front of his wife and his remaining friends. He was arrested for criminal trespass and resisting law enforcement. It has been 2 weeks since that night. Leo spent 24 hours in a jail cell, and he is currently facing serious criminal charges. My parents tried to call me to demand that I drop the charges, but I told them that if they kept calling, I would release the security camera footage. I threatened to send it to Leo's corporate job. They went completely silent after that. Chloe had to pay $15,000 for a defense lawyer and to replace my damaged furniture. They are currently back in their tiny apartment, completely broke and humiliated. I hired professionals to clean my house, changed all the locks, and now I'm just enjoying the peace. My parents keep saying I went too far and ruined the family, but honestly, watching Leo get tackled by cops at his own fake housewarming party was worth every penny. What do you think? Did karma hit them hard enough, or should I have let them stay in jail longer? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more crazy stories. See ya!